We have over 73,000 serious criminal cases stuck in a growing court backlog, with some victims waiting up to 4 years for a trial. But disgracefully, at the same time, our courts are frequently shut. At any given time, in fact, up to a third of our courtrooms across the country refuse to open even as the backlog gets worse. At Crush Crime, we've now been given data showing which courtrooms have been shut and how frequently, and can reveal a leaderboard of the courts most responsible for this backlog since December. The top 5 worst in the country are Stoke-on-Trent, Salisbury and Plymouth, which have been shut on average since December around about a third of their courtrooms on any given day. The Central Criminal Court, the most prestigious in Britain, is the second worst nationally, shutting on average nearly half of its courtrooms since December. But the worst in the country is Winchester, shutting over 50% of its courtrooms on average since December. Late last year, the government did increase the number of sitting days for courtrooms, but they have clearly failed to fund and enforce these sitting days. Judges instead have been left to decide when the courts should open, and they have been deciding instead to keep them shut. Rather than force these courts open, rather than have night courts or weekend courts, as is done in other countries, there are now rumours that the government is instead considering ending whole categories of jury trials, relying instead on judges to decide someone's criminal guilt. We have managed to have jury trials in this country for hundreds of years, and have managed to do so whilst avoiding a backlog of serious criminal cases for many, many decades. At Crush Crime, we have a detailed list of alternatives the government could choose instead of ending categories of jury trials, but the simplest and clearest first step is to open the courts every day, open night courts, and open weekend courts. The problem is, politicians won't listen unless we make them. Sign our petition below. We'll be sending this to MPs and demanding that they keep jury trials, defend justice, force the courts to open, and end the backlog.